Alrighty then. Time to set us up a game. Or test. Something like that. Industrial. Hello anyone, Mr. Skysen here and welcome back to the test. 3rd edition, the final revelation. Because I've been playing through these, this is the 3rd and final of the trilogy. Not much else to be said. Last 2 tests were interesting. Last one was a bit strange and had a lot of the same questions for a reason. I think my favorite so far is the first one. Or maybe I just preferred the message that it gave me at the end. I'm not really sure. But let's just get into things. Get away from that music. Before experiencing the test, final revelation, it is highly recommended that you've played the prequels, the test, and the test. Hypothesis Rising. Hey, you missed one of the quotations. You play them first before venturing into this experience, which I have. You will stand to gain a lot from this experience if you've played the first 2 titles, and this examination will also make a bit more sense, as it carries on from where the last examinations left off. I would like to urge you to go and play the test, followed by the test, Hypothesis Rising, now, before venturing forward. And follow the instructions listed throughout the games, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the tests in the order they were meant to be taken in. Considering these games are a couple of years old, I highly doubt it actually matters, but for the sake of things, we have. Would you like to choose the game now so you can have close the game now so you have the opportunity to play the test and or the test 2 before playing the test 3, Final Revelation? You will not get a chance to exit the game until the experience is over if you choose to continue now or, hit Alt F4. I have already played them and wish to play this. Well then, let us continue. Please make sure that you answer each question with the utmost honesty and that you take your time to answer the questions presented. Even answering one question improperly may drastically change your outcome. You cannot go back to answer questions you misanswered, so be sure you take your time. This is of utmost importance. So how is the screen this time? Oh. Something else entirely. When the sun comes crashing down, and the heroes fade away, when darkness is all around, and there is no light of day, I will come back for you, so that you never feel alone. My spirit will push through. Your heart will forever be my home. And when the world spirals into abyss, I will be standing there, your embrace so long I've missed. My soul, my love I bear. And when every nerve has been left deadened, and every ghost has left its shell, I will bring you back to your heaven, as you've rescued me from my heck. Okay, getting a bit of poetry here. Less spooky things. Oh, a meeting of the 2. No matter what happens, I will always love you. Hey! Choice. That was your name, was it? Yeah, it's roughly what your little sprite there looked like, but we never did get a portrait of this particular character. Do you promise? With every ounce of my heart and each droplet of my soul, I swear to you. We are going to find a way out of here. There's plot to this test. The testing room. And with whom am I speaking now? Destiny. You look a little bit like a Dark Souls character. Choice, fate, and destiny. Are fate and destiny not fairly similar? I wasn't expecting you so soon. But it's been like a week. Though I knew that one day we would meet in this room. Yeah, it's that room from before. Except I'd realized, after the last game, test, whatever. The first one had a, fairly decent-sized image of everything going on. I'm fairly certain the image this time around is smaller than even in the second game, but yeah, second game we had a much smaller view, fewer things. I think maybe we have the same room now as in the second, but the dollies are a little bit more bloodied up. Everything else is roughly the same. How they have a spider web right in front of the fire and it's not gone wrong, I haven't a clue. You see closely, I've been watching you. Pervert. Studying every breath and every move. A few of my former colleagues you may have met. And a slew of questions you've answered without regret. I may be similar, but unlike them still. I'll make you swallow the truth like a bitter pill. Alright, Dr. Seuss. I will peel the emotion from your soul. That's fine. I like either of those things. And make you eat your feelings whole. I'm on a diet, sorry. The questions I may ask be hard to answer. I ask may be hard to answer. But I will cut the truth from you like a cancer. With the spiky crown? Both of us know why you're here. Yeah, to finish this. To open up and cast out fear. No, I like that. I'm just here to answer questions. To be as honest as you can. To take angel's wing or devil's hand. And in the end we both will know how to escape your undertow. That which drags us all down. Time is on your side, but mistakes are not. Misanswered questions lead to misery wrought. Take time to think before you decide. Dig deep for the answers that live inside. You may not go back. You may not return. Once a decision is made, into your soul 'tis burned. But before we continue, just know this. Your dishonesty would be very remiss. If your answers lack the guidance of truth, then your final destination will be rather uncouth. I feel like we're stretching a bit hard with some of these. So with that being said, I need your heart's honesty. You can run from yourself, but you can't run from me. Sure I can. You're on a computer. Now, let the examination begin. Yay! Also, I like your sprite. Except for the facelessness thing. Maybe if you had a couple of eyes or something. There goes the, spooky whisper ambience thing. Do you ever feel like you just aren't good enough? I feel like a little bit of everybody feels that way at some point. And considering my, internet presence, yes. Or lack thereof. Do you ever feel like you put more effort into friends or relationships than others put back into you? Again, I touch back on, I lack these things, I am solo. But I do sometimes feel like I put more effort into others as a helpful entity or anything else than others put into me, so I guess yes? Do you ever feel like your life is going nowhere? Oh yeah. Internet career, or lack thereof. Do you ever feel like you're trapped in limbo? Quite frequently. But for different reasons. Usually money. Stuff's expensive, yo. To elaborate on that, it's usually like cyclical problems. Need money to do thing, need to do thing to do thing, need to do thing to get money, in circles. So limbo, nothing happens. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by seemingly trivial tasks? Not really. Usually whenever I get overwhelmed feeling, it's by a pile of trivial tasks. And because then I've got the issue of like, oh no, where do I start? I'm gonna say no. Are you sometimes afraid of what your future may hold? Nah. I just kind of roll with things for the most part. Do you believe that your friends always treat you the way you deserve to be treated? Again with the questions that I can't actually answer because I lack the requirements. I mean, people in general? I mean, It comes down to deserve. I never really feel I deserve to be treated any which way. Again, I just kind of roll with things. People treat me however they will. And that's just the way it is. So, do I believe that my friends always treat me the way I deserve to be treated? I don't know. No? Maybe. Hard to answer a question. Are you afraid of being the last person alive in your social circle? Spoilers, I am. No. Are you afraid of the existence of an afterlife and what that might mean for you? There's more after this? No. Do you feel as though you're wanted in life? Well, I got 3 dogs, so I would assume yes. Or at the very least, I'm needed? They are different. I'm gonna say yes. Do you ever feel like you just don't belong? I'm gonna say yes, but I don't exactly try hard to fit in or anything, so... Do you ever feel like a burden? I try not to be a burden on people. I'm gonna say no. Typically, I only ask anybody for help or assistance, anything like that. Anything that would be a burden, just in emergencies or if I cannot do it on my own. So again, I try not to be a burden on anybody if I can help it. Have you ever felt left out? Again, I kind of wish these had a little bit more detail. Ever felt left out? That's usually like what? People going off and doing a thing and not inviting you to it? No? Not really. I don't do social stuff, so it doesn't really bother me. Have you ever felt like a failure? Yes. When I fail. I'm assuming they mean just a general negative attitude towards yourself, but I'm just gonna take it literally just then. It's easy to feel like a failure when you fail, you know? Have you ever felt like you just weren't attractive enough? I feel like that's most people at some point however briefly. A lot of these questions fall into that. Like, have you ever? That's a little bit of everybody with some of these things. Like, have you ever eaten food? Yes. So, yeah. I mean, I don't really care about looks these days, but, like, at some point, I'm sure. Have you ever worked yourself sick? I've worked myself to injury. Does that count as sick? Unintentional. I bent over too fast lifting a heavy thing, and so, you know, things happen. But I'm assuming it means work yourself to exhaustion and then just being unwell? I don't think so. I have had minor injuries, physical injuries, but I don't think I've ever worked myself sick. Do you ever have racing thoughts at night that make it difficult for you to get to sleep? I don't sleep. But, given that I have ADD, racing thoughts kind of go along with that, so I guess I'll say yes, just because I have those by default. Are you afraid to ask for help? Ooh. No. I'm not afraid to. I just prefer not to if it can be helped. Like, if I can do it myself, or if I can muscle through it, I'll do that. I try not, again, I try not to burden others with my problems. That kind of thing. Like, just recently I asked somebody for help because I couldn't get something to work properly. Turned out I was doing a minor thing wrong. Got help. Everything went well. So am I afraid? Nah. Of course, that is, somewhat often the way it goes for me. When I do ask for help, the other person's able to get whatever I'm having trouble with done in no time. So, then I just look kind of silly. Do you feel like people often criticize you? Same audio from the last one, huh? Gonna have to say no, but only because people ignore me more often than criticize me. Do you ever feel judged by your friends or family? Again with the lack of these things, but let me think. Wait. Judged is typically given a negative connotation, but judging can be positive or negative, yes? I suppose I could say yes? Because I could be judged, you know, in a positive way. Because I have been told that I keep things very neat and tidy and clean. Or I'm otherwise helpful. I mean, and it does again say ever, so I suppose at some point people have. Do you ever wonder what your purpose is in life? Occasionally. Again, I just kind of go with things, but it is nice when you feel like you have purpose. If you could turn back time for any reason, would you? Yes, absolutely. I just like the idea of being able to control time. Would you say that you have many regrets in life? Many? I mean, I have regrets, but I don't know about many. How many is many? Because again, I have some regrets. I feel like a lot of people do, but like, what is many? I'm gonna say yes, I guess. It's really more of a handful of regrets that I would have. Does meeting new people for the first time make you uncomfortable? A little bit, but I'm just that way around people. I'm not a social sort. It's not them, it's me. Does looking out your window at night make you feel uneasy? No, not particularly. I mean, I get why it would with some people, depending on where they live. Like, oh, there's a boogity-boo out there. But no, I'm typically fine with it. Then again, there's a light outside my window, so that probably helps. Do you sometimes double-check that your doors are locked, even though you're certain that you've already locked them? Yes, but I'm, like, paranoid about that sort of thing. I like to make sure that it's absolutely safe. Do you ever feel like life is moving too slow? No, not really. Sometimes it feels like it moves quickly. Do you ever feel like life is moving too fast? Huh, there we go. Yes, definitely. But for me, time is very nebulous. Sometimes a year can feel like a month. Sometimes a month can feel like 2 years. A week can be, like 6 months. It's weird. Like, I'll remember some things that happened many years ago like it happened yesterday. Things that happened yesterday will be just a total blur, which I guess has something to do with long-term and short-term memory, but either way, time's weird. I think, again, that comes back to ADD. ADD is a cause of a lot of grief for me. Do you feel uncomfortable when you're at home alone? Absolutely not. That is when I do my best. Would you consider yourself to be a thoughtful person? One who gives thought to their actions? Or one who puts thoughts into things like gifts and such? I like to think so. I think of others before myself. I think of nice things that I can do. I try to be helpful. Would you consider yourself to be superficial? Absolutely not. I do not like superficiality. Is that a word? Do you ever judge others by the way they look or dress? Yes. Yes, I do. I think literally everybody does that. It's first impressions. Would you consider yourself to be high maintenance? Oh, absolutely not. I am like super low maintenance. I roll with a little bit of whatever. I deal with things as they come. Nah, I'm low maintenance. I'm fine. Have you ever been bullied by someone you cared about? I don't think so. Pranked, maybe, but not bullied. I don't think. Again, terrible memory. Have you ever been a bully to someone you care about? No. Simple as. We answered similar in the last game. I don't bully. Just rude. Do you try to keep a low profile to avoid attention from others while in a crowded area? Yes, which is funny to me because I go around in a Hawaiian shirt that stands out. Like that's my typical outfit is, just standard other clothes, blue jeans, whatever, but a Hawaiian shirt. Something a bit atypical that would get attention, and yet I do still try to keep a low profile and avoid attention. Oddly enough, the shirts do get compliments. Do you actively try to avoid busy places? Yes, because they're busy. I like being able to get my thing done and get out. Would you sometimes rather be alone than surrounded by people you care about? Absolutely. I like my alone time. Does making phone calls make you feel uncomfortable? I think they make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. I prefer to get the phone call done and over with. So yeah, a little bit. Are you sometimes afraid to confront people, even when they do something that bothers you? I'm not much for confrontation, if that's what you're asking. Like, I'll speak up if they're doing something outrageously bad, but, yeah. Confrontation and all that. Not really my thing. I'm not good enough with words to say, hey, you! Blah, blah, blah. Which is part of it. I'll, like, let somebody else handle it. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing to definitive plans for the future? No. I love planning and scheduling and getting things done in an orderly way. And planning for the future. Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stay motivated? Again, I've got ADD. Motivation, what is that? Like, the hardest thing for me is getting the ball rolling. Once it's rolling, yeah, sure, I can focus on that and get the thing done, but, like, actually getting started. Yes. Do you ever fear that you're failing those who care about you the most? No, not really. Does driving a vehicle give you anxiety? Anxiety? I mean, I have obvious concerns because other people are crazy drivers, but anxiety? No. Anxiety is a bit strong. Are you afraid of exploring new places by yourself? Afraid? No. It also depends on the new place. Do you mean like a new shopping area, a new country? Like, some of these definitely suffer from a lack of details, but not afraid. I would be, nervous, but that's a lot of people. Like, you go to a new place, you don't know things. You gotta find out everything. Maybe ask questions. Have you ever carried an object around with you that made you feel more comfortable? What, like a little blanket? What do you mean here? I don't think so. No. I don't know what it means by that unless it's like a little kid carrying around a stuffed toy. If I told you that I could guess your name correctly right now, would you believe me? Not unless you're able to check my computer's files. No. Well, Well, based on the answers you've provided me so far. If I were to take a guess, I would say your name starts with the letter M, doesn't it? Yeah, you're going off the whole M Skysen thing, aren't you? No. It's probably reading off of, like, Steam or something, since that's where I got the game. No, sir, it does not. That makes sense. Let's be real here. There's literally no way I'd be able to guess your name just by your answers. That would be ridiculous. Besides, all of you humans look alike to me anyhow. Hey now, who are you calling a human? That's just rude. Does being around animals bring you a sense of peace? I don't know about a sense of peace, but I do enjoy being around them, so I guess, yes? It's definitely more pleasant being around them. It's a nice distraction. Do you sometimes believe your loved ones are lying to you when they say they care? Yes. It feels like empty platitudes, you know? Like they're saying it because they have to, because they say they care about you. Do you ever feel like you push your loved ones away? Well, man, I don't have any, but, no? I mean, hello? Ah, okay. We're doing something new. A new chapter. I wonder how long this one is compared to the previous ones. Because the second one, or the first one was about an hour long. Second one was about I think almost 3 hours, wasn't it? I can't quite recall. But yeah, it was longer. I wonder if this one will be even longer. I'm going to have to stop you here. Okay? Why? The truth that pours forth is incredibly clear. I forgot you did the Seuss thing. I hope that you're being honest for your own health. Honest as I can be. You can try to lie, but you'll be cheating yourself. I'd like to move on to the next phase of the test. Okay? A series of pictures to give your brain a rest. Okay. Oh, we get different pictures then? You're going to tell me what emotional response they bring out, which will show me what your mind is pondering about. So feast your eyes upon the art, and let me into that precious heart. I don't have one of those either. Look at this photograph, for starters. Ooh, nifty. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Anger, depression, joy, chaos, relaxation, numbness. It's a mixture of joy and chaos because it goes outward. Goes from the white light to the green to the mixture, and then off into like blues, blacks, and purples and stuff. And so like that feels chaotic, but at the same time, I like it. Like, first impression, I like abstract things like this. Abstract? What would this be? It's very symmetrical, in a way. Geometric? I like it. I'm gonna say joy. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Trapped, manic, broken, soulful, chaotic. There we go. Order in chaos type thing. Because again, it's very angular, planned out. But at the same time, it's like a big explosion. I like it. What do you think this picture is called? Chaotic crystals, the portal, soul abduction, a mind of misery, celestial star. I mean, I get it, but no. Chaotic crystals, bit too on the nose in it. Ooh, I just noticed it's, like goes off into the background like echoes. The portal. I don't really get a portal vibe off it, but if it's the name of something, maybe? Mind of misery? No. Soul abduction. Not really getting that vibe off it. The portal. Because it could be like one of those weird fractal portals or something like you see in mystic settings. Maybe kind of like Minecraft with the big swirlies and all that. I can't think of any proper examples offhand, but stuff you see like in fantasy settings. Yeah, maybe that. Very interesting. Moving on. What emotion do you feel most present in this picture? It's very green. A little bit organic. A lot of spiky bits. Wispy. But again, a little bit kind of spiky. Relaxation? No. Numbness? Maybe. Chaos? A little bit. But not the emotion that I would fix to this. Joy? No. Depression? Maybe. Anger? I mean, it has some of the jaggedy bits, but I don't really get anger from this. Especially with the colors. Maybe change the color to like red or something, you know, anger color. And it might register as that, but as it is, I'm getting more of a maybe depression or numbness feeling. Because they're both kind of hand in hand, depending on the level of depression. I'm gonna go depression, because it also seems a little bit like webbing and stuff, so like you're stuck there and you just can't do. Still looks neat though. Oh, there we go. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Stuck. There we go. Abyss. No. Demented. Maybe. Toxic. Maybe. Life? No. Exotic? No. This one's a little bit harder than you got stuck, toxic, and demented. I feel like maybe we could leave out toxic. I mean, my reasoning for toxic is just because it seems like a very toxic place, just very super unpleasant to be in. Demented and stuck. Stuck, again, because it reminds me of webbing. It's just a place you'd be falling through or getting stuck to. Demented, because it just looks like a weird mental state. A mindscape of somebody who may or may not be demented. That's a tough choice. Exotic I get. Who would see this as life, I wonder? Stuck or demented? I'm gonna go with demented. Because I think I actually have seen some pictures like this, either in games or real life, that did actually display, like, mental states like, being demented and other things. Stuck is in there, but I feel like I am leaning more toward demented. Either that or maybe I'm being influenced by things I have seen before. I don't know. It's possible. What do you think this picture is called? Corruption Wave, The Birthing. Blazing Soul. Not really. There's no blaze. Unless these are supposed to be flames, but I don't think so. Ethereal Wispies, maybe. Destroyer of Sense. Darkness with it. Destroyer of Sense? That sounds a bit extreme, but it's the only one that I'm really feeling. I see. Next we have this one. Woo, that's an eyeful. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Anger, depression, kind of hard looking at the four things there. It's one of those illusion looking things. I'm gonna say joy or chaos again. A bit more into chaos? Certainly not relaxation. Yeah, I'm gonna go chaos. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Glorious! Twin? I mean, I kinda get that. Mirrored? I mean, yeah, I kinda get that. Space. I don't get that. Planets? I don't get that. Galactic. I kinda get that. It has an almost spacey, galactic type vibe. But not really, it's more surreal. Or abstract again. I'm gonna go with mirrored. It's more kaleidoscopic. But I'm feeling mirrored. Because kind of. Not entirely. It's not perfectly done, but it is mirrored to a degree. What do I think it's called? The Vault. Datacron? I see you. That's just silly. Reflection of the universe. Shattered worlds. Well, I did say mirrored before. Could be a reflection of the universe. I don't know what a Datacron is. I could see Shattered Worlds because, again, everything's all kaleidoscopic. If these actually have names, I wonder if I'm getting them wrong. Reflections, why not? Noted. Take a look at this one. Is this supposed to be my ink blot test? This reminds me of some 90s era CG wallpaper things. I kinda dig it. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Anger, depression, joy, chaos, relaxation, numbness. I'm gonna have to go with relaxation. Maybe for the nostalgia of Again, like the 90s CG wallpaper things. 90s? Early 2000s? Somewhere in that area. Like late 90s, early 2000s. I remember seeing a lot of this stuff back then. Not really getting a depression vibe out of it. Anger... Not really feeling that either. I'm trying to see if I could see how others might view it in these ways as well. I can't really see anger in this, or depression. Maybe with the dark colors, the bars, as depression, but then you get this open doorway with the light shining in on you, so it's a little bit hard to see that. Joy! Joy and memories of old CG. Or the light. Chaos I absolutely get. It's very chaotic. You could probably get rid of the light wisp, and then it would just be a plain image. You'd just get like the blue purple background back there and all the bars and everything. I feel like it would be very simple without the light and wisp. Numbness, no. There's too much going on for numbness. I'm gonna go relaxation. It's like a calming light, except for, you know, blindingly bright. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Gateway. I can see that. Staircase. Less so. Heavenly. I can see that. Unknown. I can see that. Vast. I can kind of see that. It's like you're at a doorway looking off into the vast whatever. Open. Well, I mean, it's like an open door. I don't know. I'm gonna go gateway. It feels kind of like that. Kind of. A little bit. Or the unknown. But I'm not really feeling unknown. I'm gonna go gateway. What do you think this picture is called? Light at the end of the tunnel? No. The porthole. No. Dimension door. A bit on the nose, but I like it. Stairway to heaven. The rabbit hole. I'm gonna go dimension door. Again, falling back to the late 90s, early 2000s CG background things. They would absolutely have an image like this. Simply called the dimension door. They were not terribly imaginative despite the surreal nature of them. That's peculiar. Is it? And how about this one? Ooh. Nifty. Like flames or something? What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I'm not sure. Not relaxation. It's a bit too fiery for that. The color doesn't exactly scream numbness. I could see chaos as it is very turbulent. It's like a whirl of flames or clouds. Perhaps electricity. Energy of some sort. Joy, not so much. Too dark for joy. Joy is typically bright, bold colors. This is not that. Depression, I could sort of see it as, you know, like a vortex bringing you down. Anger. Anger and chaos are what I'm feeling most out of this one. Just by the colors, designs, etc. Looks like a massive web down there. But it's hard to pick between the two. I'm also noticing now that we have the music box going again. I'm gonna go chaos, because it's like a swirl of... What word do you feel describes this picture best? No. Ring? I mean, I see it, but no. Abyssal? Maybe. Darkness. Kind of. Lightning? blazing. I mean, I did compare it to both of those. Tough call. I think I may go Abyssal? Like, I'm feeling any of these. So it's like, do you feel like any of these four? I'm just trying to figure out which one I feel like best describes it. I think I'm feeling more the Abyssal and the Darkness, which I guess would roughly be on par with each other. Abyssal? It's not exactly there, but it feels more appropriate than Darkness considering all the light. What do you think this picture is called? Wait, what was the previous one? I thought I was just naming it. Oh crap. Nest of Darkness, the Abyssal Gaze, Shrouded Misery, Energy Crown, Darkness Forming. Yeah, I can see most of these. I'm gonna go Shrouded Misery. I will make a note of that. And this here. Woo! Back to the 90s CG! What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Do we have to pick from these same ones? I get more of a sense of awe from this one. Like somebody just coming out into a place and seeing a clockwork Escher painting. Let's see. Anger? No. Depression? No. Joy? Kind of. More a feeling of remembrance? Is that a feeling? Chaos, a little bit, but I'm not really feeling that. Relaxation? No. Not like with the previous one that was like this. Frustration, because darn it all, we're stuck sitting behind the column again. Now we can't see the event. Numbness? Nah, too much going on for numbness. I mean... chaos or joy, I guess. I'm not really feeling any of these toward this image. Or in this image, rather. I guess chaos. I don't feel like joy is all that present here. We got some colors that could be associated with joy. Like this in the middle kind of throws me. What word do you feel best describes this picture? Mask, veiled, cyclops, I get that. Jungle, not particularly. Prismatic, little bit with the light rays. Shrouded, a little bit. Veiled or shroud. Aren't those the same thing? I'm gonna say veiled. What do you think this picture is called? Mind's Eye, Forest of Depth, The Masking, Eye of Chaos, A Shining Light. It does have a shining light, but that might be a bit too, on the nose again. Huh. I almost see the forest of it, but it's like insect in a garden setting type forest. Like you're tiny looking up at what would be normal size stuff. Blades of grass and all. Not really feeling the Eye of Chaos. Mind's Eye... kinda, but not really. You know, if the oblong of light here didn't have its own image going on, if it were a light peeking through, I could maybe go with the Forest of Death. I think I'm gonna go Shining Light, though. I see. Now this one. Ooh. Galactic-ish. Or a geode. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Not anger. Depression I could see, if only for all of this here. Getting swirled around. Joy. Joy of creation. Chaos? A little bit. Relaxation? No. Too much going on. Numbness? No. I wonder how much of an impact these ink blot tests are having on the test. Considering a lot of it feels chaotic, looking at it because, you know, chaos going on. Let's see. Not getting anger, so it's depression, joy, or chaos. Which chaos itself could have everything here, because it's chaos. I could also see a little bit of the depression going on because it looks like maybe it's all getting sucked down into a black hole or something. Or possibly off over there too. Or maybe it's stuck in a loop. Like a black hole and a white hole. Tough call, tough call. I think I might go with joy just because it is colorful and it does look nice. And all this gives a feeling of like life, kind of. Like essence of life type thing. I don't know. Hard to tell with this one. Get rid of this and make it just a sea of this color. I could probably define it a little bit better. Joy. Or chaos. I was 50-50. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Planetary. Collide. Bosoms? I guess now that you mention it. Wings. I guess from that. Feathers. Kind of from that. Heavenly. Yeah, I mean, in a cosmic sense, maybe. I guess I'll go with planetary or collide. Because they're the only ones that I actually feel describe any of this. But I don't know what's planetary or what's colliding. It feels more galactic, cosmic to me than planetary. Planetary is too small. I feel like a whole lot going on here. I'll say collide. What do you think this picture is called? Growth seed. Mother Nature's gift. Forming Earth. I wonder if they're based on any previous answer we've given, or if this is literally the list, no matter what. Angelic touch. We meet again. Forming Earth. Mother Nature's gift. I'm gonna go with that. Because again, at the very start, I did say it seemed like essence of life. And that's effectively what this would be. How about this? How about this? You're gonna have to say this gives a vibe of anger. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Yeah, anger. I'm trying to see how any of the others could fit in this. I mean, if you just really like the warm colors, I guess it could relax you, but it's got a lot of hard angles and I think some fractals going on, maybe. Echoed images overlapping. Chaos, I could definitely see, because it's a mess. Depression? It would have to be anger-infused depression. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a more anger vibe from this. I like it. It looks neat, just objectively. feel a little bit weird about the sharp angle of that coming out of nowhere, but otherwise it looks neat. But yeah, like, what do I feel is most present? Anger. Because of all the hot colors and looking like fire and, angry things. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Fury. Torment. Volcano. Brimstone. Nope. Shuttered. I can see it, but I don't feel it. Fault. What kind of fault? Like, it's your fault, or like a fault line? Again, with the vagueness. I can see volcano, especially since it looks more like the fires coming up from here. Could be an eruption. But I think either fury or torment. If it had some darker colors going on with the red, I could see more torment, but I think I'm leaning toward fury. What do you think this picture is called? Arcing blaze. I mean, I can kind of see that with this here. The world breaks. I can kind of see that with the hard edges and pointy bits. Inferno gate. I can kind of see that. Less so. But if this one weren't here, there's a big diamond going on. The shuttering. Rage incarnate. I mean, kind of. But again, feels a little too on the nose. I might go with the shuttering. That's interesting that you say that. Is it really? How about this one here? Ooh. Feels like I'm looking either at a monitor or I'm looking through a window and there's like a bunch of UFOs or helicopters or something looking at us. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Not anger. Not joy. I don't think relaxation. Purple can be relaxing, but not with what we're seeing here. I like the wibblies around the side. If it were just those, then maybe. Numbness? No. I'm getting either chaos or maybe depression. This is one of those makes me think things. That's that thing I'm not good at. Depression or chaos? Unless I suddenly get a spark of anything else. I think more chaos. From the vibe of, being looked at by things. Since my first impression of it is, oh no, things looking at us. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Cyborg? I can see that. Veil? I can see that. Information? Less so? Unless you view this as a monitor and gaining information of, oh no, there's people. Analyzing? Yeah, I can get that. Monitoring? Futuristic? I can get that. Yeah, I can get behind any of these. I can go analyzing or monitoring. Monitoring. What do you think this picture is called? The Datasphere. Thought-provoked. Incubation of dreams. Matrix Watcher. Life Project. I'm gonna go Matrix Watcher. No particular reason, I'm just kind of feeling it. I will make a note of that. Now, this one. Yeah, my eyes. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Everything? This is one of those, like, end sequence in a JRPG where they're looking on into the void before the final boss shows up. I'm gonna go chaos. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Ocean? No. Sky? Maybe. Womb? Maybe. Destiny? Maybe. Warp? Kind of. Birth? Kind of. Movement birth because, again, the JRPG thing, like, oh, it's the light that's going to birth the final boss in his 6 forms. Or perhaps his final form after he's already gotten angry at us. Ooh, all I know for sure is that I'm not feeling ocean out of it. I can kind of get what they're going for with it, like the cooler colors on the outside, but for the most part, no. Like maybe ocean and horizon, because this looks like waves down here, but otherwise, nah. Destiny, again. Your destiny to fight off the bad guy and his 6 forms. Warp. I mean, there is warping going on. But I'm not feeling it as much. Let's go birth. What do you think this picture is called? Birthplace of Dreams. Kind of. Monolith Heart? I mean... kind of see it, but not really. Endless Sea. Again, I'm not seeing the ocean out of all this. Unless you mean like the waves, ripples, whatever. Going down? I guess if you're falling into that. Ultraviolet. A little bit, because there is literal violet going on, but like, I'm not really feeling that, and that seems like a silly name for this. Let's go Birthplace of Dreams. Yeah. Interesting. Take a look at this. Ooh. That's like a desktop wallpaper thing there. That's neat looking. Not for me, necessarily. I use outer space. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Again with the same list. I want to say relaxation, but then we got the hard angles and it looks like an explosion, so... Chaos again, I suppose. Because again, explosion. It's not necessarily an angry explosion, and it's not an explosion of depression of, oh no, things are breaking. It's just an explosion. Just boom. Mystic stuff. Or cyber stuff. Chaos. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Data? I mean, I get it. Like I said, it's like cyber type stuff, but no. Broken? Maybe because of the explosion. I am not seeing an eye. Well, I mean, I guess if I look right at that, it's kind of like an eye. But I feel like I'm forcing it. Disfigured? I can see it, but not enough to actually choose it. Anarchy! Yeah, only through the explosion, but there's a lot more going on. Puzzle? No, I'm not really feeling that at all. Broken or data? I think broken. Simply because it looks like an explosion of stuff shattering out. What do you think this picture is called? Deciphering. I broke you. Maybe that is actually supposed to be an eye. Or is supposed to represent such. The Crystal Verse. Planner Zone? Picasso face. Is there a face in there that I'm missing? Let's go deciphering. Huh. We're almost done. That's a lot to take in. It's all very wibbly. Oil painting. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Not anger. Although it does have, like with the little bits going on, just stuff violently flying around, I could see anger. It seems a little bit like a mixture of a few of them that we've seen so far, because it's got some of the webby bits that we saw in the, what was it, the second one or so? I could see joy because it's wispy. Some bright colors. I could see depression because a lot of cavities, dark nooks, and stuff. Chaos, obviously, because, like, so much chaos. A lot of these could be chaos. chaos kind of covers a lot of things. Good and bad. Relaxation. Not so much. Same with numbness. The only way that I could see numbness is there's so much going on that you just become numb to the whole thing. But I feel kind of weird going with chaos again, but that's literally what's going on is chaos. What word do you feel best describes this picture? Arc? No. Slime? I can see that with it looking like oil paint. Vapor? Not really. Melting? A little bit. Drool? No. Viscous? Okay. Melting or viscous? I'm gonna go melting. What do you think this picture is called? The Jowls of Death. Rim Reaper with jowls. Planet Cradle. I kinda get it, maybe. Like that could be where a planet sits. Planet Forming. I can kinda get that because it's all melting and then coming together as a planet, maybe? Dark Lights. With all the lights going around. The Sludge. Yeah. Let me go Planet Forming. I'm not really feeling it, but I feel that is somehow more appropriate to such a surreal thing than the others. And The Sludge. Doesn't really feel like a good name for this. Looks neat. And again, if we could get rid of you, there actually is like a big sludgy bit splooging up there. Interesting choice. Let's see here. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Ew. Neat. It's all spacey and stuff again. And it looks a little bit like a crown or something, maybe? Okay, this one's kind of hard. It's got the warm colors that would lean toward anger, but I'm not really feeling anger off of this. A bit of relaxation, maybe? Like some galactic force looking at you. I'm gonna go with that. Even though the coloring doesn't feel like relaxation, the image overall. Because I've been trying to take an objective view of all these. Numbness. I could almost get, but no. Joy. Chaos. Could fit, but would be a loose fit. I think a little bit more relaxation from this. Even more if it were different colors, less of the reds, but eh. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Crown, yes. Sword, I can see it, like maybe this is the handle and you stabbing down. Laser, yes. Big laser beam coming out of the stars or going into them, I don't know which. Sunlight. Less so. Then again, there's stars all over the place, so technically. Eclipse. No? Unless it's something to do with this. Solstice, I could see that. I'm gonna go with crown, though. Because, I mean, it's a crown. What do you think this picture is called? Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom. Red angel. Solar blade, broken seal. Disintegration chamber. No. None of these really feel like good names. Red Angel, maybe? That feels somehow not correct. Broken seal. You like something just happened and then boom, it emerges. Alright then. Just a few more. Ew. Is that a planet? Neat. I think I got a poster that has images like this. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I feel like chaos is a bit obvious. I could sort of see relaxation because it's got a sort of oceanic feel to it. Bothers me a little bit that there's a hard cut off and then like a planet. Not numbness, not anger. Not depression, although I suppose I could see it with some bits. Joy or relaxation are the main ones that I get off of this. I'm gonna go joy. What word do you feel describes the picture best? Cosmic. Sphere and I kinda get. Beauty and pearl, I kinda get. Gorgeous. I mean, that's just a standard adjective. What a boring answer. Kinda cosmic. Yeah, I'll go cosmic. What do you think this picture is called? Spiral world, marble of time, formless being, a higher intelligence, planar core. I'm going with the planar. Oh. Marble of time, because it's like space-time is being all warped into an echo of itself. Not surprising. Is it? Almost finished. Ah. Ooh. Huh. This one's kind of boring. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I don't know. I have no strong feelings one way or the other. With the way some of the brush strokes, I guess? Some of the visuals are. It reminds me a little bit of those, what are they called? Those images that are made by an AI to create something. What is going on with this weirdness right here? You're like a square. It's like they're blending 2 or 3 different images together. It's weird. I'm going with numbness here. It's got this bit of light here, but like for the most part, like the overall image is just kind of eh. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Gaseous? I see that. Chaos. Was that not one of the previous answers? But I could see chaos a little bit. Warped? I can see that. Wave? Kinda see that. Nebula? Oddly, I can, but I don't really feel it's a nebula. Jungle? Not so much. It's got the greens, but I'm not really getting a jungle feeling off it. Warped. Because it feels like 2 or 3 pictures just kind of warped together. What do you think this picture is called? Vaporous forms, light breaking, soulless space, leaves up close? Where? Verdant path. Is it putting so much into the green? Because it just feels like chaos splatted on there. Vaporous forms, maybe? Kind of. Very good. Did I get one correct? Oh boy. Last one. Ooh. The Nuniverse, oh boy. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Anger, depression, joy, chaos, relaxation, numbness. I gotta go with chaos, but just the chaos of a big explosion. Several of these have been chaos, haven't they? What word do you feel describes this picture best? Music. I could see it. Same with choir. Voice? Not so much. Hollow? No. Solitary? No. How would solitary describe anything in this? Void? Not exactly, but it feels the most fitting here. Well, I sort of see it with music, because it could be like a music concert and like the laser lights and an explosion of sound. I'm gonna go void though, because it feels more spacey than musical. I get music, but it feels more spacey than musical. What do you think this picture is called? The Sound of Silence. That's copyright in it. Empty World, Warp Tunnel, Notes of Harmony, The Static Field, Warp Tunnel. I think that about wraps it up. Your answers have been documented well. Deep into your subconscious they dwell. But I am not finished with you just yet. There are still some truths that have yet to be met. There we go. As a matter of fact, this is only the start. We will have a great deal of fun before we part. You want to grab a mop and maybe clean the place up a little bit? So let me challenge you on another level. Or another level still. Keep the rhyming going. I will pick your brain until I get my fill. Good luck with that. My head's empty. This next set of questions will test your conscience more. And again, your honesty I do implore. Let us begin. Ooh. No music. What was playing in the last thing? After hearing it for so long, I kind of tuned out the last music, but now we got actual, like, soft tunes and all. Neat. One year, you're running a little low on funds to purchase presents around the holidays. So you decide to spend $1 and get everyone in your family a lottery ticket. Okay. I think I see where this is going, but it's so weird when people do that kind of gifting. I get it, giving something out of desperation, but like, a card? Maybe? It's a thought that counts. You give each of them their own lottery ticket and wish them the best of luck. But then somebody wins, and you want your piece of the action. The drawing is held and one of your family members hits the jackpot. But it's someone who you don't really get along with and just bought a present for out of moral obligation. They plan to keep the money all for themselves as they feel like it was their ticket. How does this make you feel? Angry. They should share the prize. Jealous. I regret buying them a ticket. Happy. Good for them. I'm glad they won. Indifferent. That's the way life goes sometimes. I mean, I feel like most people in this kind of situation would probably have a swirling mass of all of them, or especially these two, especially if it's somebody that they don't get along well with, and the person's not wanting to share, depending on the actual winnings. If they got like the super one that's like millions or billions or whatever, kind of rude not sharing with their loved ones. But they're absolutely under no obligation to share. I don't know. Sometimes life sucks like that. Very well. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Try to steal their ticket for myself. Nah. Too much risk of getting caught. Destroy their ticket so no one gets it. If I can't win, nobody can. Get them killed so I inherit the money. Let them be happy with their winnings. Maybe butter them off later and ask for favors. Nah. And, like, again, that's the way the ball bounces. Plus, if it's somebody you don't get along well with, maybe they'll move away. If the roles were reversed and you were given a winning lottery ticket, would you share the money with your least favorite family member who bought you the ticket in the first place? I mean, if I won enough, probably. I'm just generous like that. I'm weird. I see. Now, you're walking through a forest and you come across a black suitcase. Inside the case, there rests $1 million. $1 million. Okay? Alongside the money, there lies a blood-stained note with only one word written on it. The note simply says, "Don't." How does this make you feel? Scared? There's blood in there. Anxious? What if someone comes for the money? Excited? I'm about to be rich. Indifferent? None of my business. So, like, am I just indifferent and leaving the money behind? I'm a little bit curious there. Or confused, rather. Or both. Or am I just purely reacting to the note? Yeah, probably a little bit anxious, like what if somebody comes for the money? It was just left there, and it could be money from someone. For someone who will be there soon. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Grab the suitcase and run back to my car. Take as much money as I could hold and leave the rest. Call the police and let them know about the suitcase. Leave the suitcase alone and move along. Call the police. It's only responsible. Sucks to have to give up money like that, but it's responsible. And besides, somebody could come along and then, oh no, I'm getting shanked. If the note wasn't covered in blood, would you change your decision at all? Probably not. I'll be completely honest, when I gave that answer just now, I wasn't even considering the note. Would I change? No. Interesting. The devil appears in your room at night while you're alone, and just about... The devil appears in your room at night while you're alone and just about to fall asleep, and tells you that he has a special one-time offer for you. Okay, but I already know the devil's offers usually revolve around having your eternal soul and tormenting you forever, or at least that's how it usually goes. In exchange for your soul, there we go, and eternal torment, he will let you choose from one of 3 glorious bargains. He has not told you what those bargains are yet. How does that make you feel? Angry. I want him out. Now! Scared, the devil is in my room. Suspicious, I don't think the devil truly exists. You got a magical entity right there before you, like... What's the suspicion there? Intrigued, I wonder what he's willing to offer me. Get out of my room now, sir. You just scorched my floor appearing before me. The devil then goes on to assure you that whether or not you believe in him, or believe him, to truly be the devil, he surely is. And to prove his point, he demonstrates magnificent magical prowess and drags you to heck for a split second before transporting you back to your bedroom. You know, alleviating the suspicion one. In that second, you could feel a lifetime of pain and suffering in the most unimaginable ways possible. He then goes on to tell you of his offers in exchange for your soul to see if you can strike a bargain. Which of these would you choose in exchange for your soul, if any? So I'm gonna default to I wouldn't sell my soul to the devil because, like, who does that and why? You've already gotten a taste of the eternal torment. All the wealth and power in the world, but you can't take it with you is the thing. It'd be great in the short term, but then the long term is, oh no, I'm burning. Or otherwise being tormented. You'll never age, but you can still die from physical injury. Well, again, short term, long term. You can bring one person back from the dead. Now, you could loophole that and bring yourself back from the dead, thus voiding the deal. That one gives pause. Of course, how would you come back from the dead? Could be a monkey's paw thing, could come back from the dead and, oh no, I'm buried in the ground, or I'm a pile of ash, or floating consciousness. A zombie, rotting away. Of course, you could always, make counter offers or whatever, like bring a person back from the dead under the condition that they are in good health and of youthful age or something like that. You know, make it conditional revival. And then again, you know, bring yourself back from the dead. Unless it has to be immediate. Of course, again, you have to worry about, like, if that would actually void the deal. If it doesn't void the deal, and then you come back from the dead, and then once you die, you go right back there, and then it's kind of pointless. I don't think I would do it, though. What with the eternal torment? If the devil offered you a deal of some other kind, would you accept it in exchange for the eternal torment? Probably not. What with the torment and such? I see. Civilization is about to come to an end as a plague sweeps the globe. Topical! Turning everyone into perishes. Everyone who perishes into mindless zombies who hunger for living flesh. Hey, zombies again. You watch as everyone you know becomes gravely ill and turns, except for 5 of your closest friends and family. How does this make you feel? Excited. I've always fantasized about zombie apocalypse. Maybe. Incredibly sad. I don't want the world to end. Well, it wouldn't. Well, kind of. The world as you know it would end. If it doesn't affect animals, then whoever would either be immune or be able to otherwise escape zombification. Like, everybody could just wait it out. Eventually, the zombies, unless they are magical zombies or otherwise something that wouldn't just rot away, you could just wait and let time do all the work. Eventually, the zombies, their flesh would rot away. You could go wait it out in desert terrains, frosty tundras, places where they would either freeze or otherwise slow down and not really be able to do all that much. Again, I have actually fantasized about zombie apocalypse. I have thought some of this through. Or you could let, you know, nature attack the zombies, because they're just walking corpses at that point. Wild animals might see them as a snack. There are ways around all this. Don't know if I could survive for long. I mean, logically, yeah, there's also that. I don't know how long I would actually survive, as I'm not a combative person. I've always been more of a behind-the-scenes helper, support, thinker. Like, I've got the plan. Let's go do this instead. Let everybody else do the work, that kind of thing. Not a brain. I just usually come up with these simple, obvious plans that others somehow look over. Indifferent, this is life now. I mean, probably that too. I'm gonna say this, just because, again, I have thought about it a lot. I have places that I would be able to go. I know of places that would be safe to go. And if I had to be completely honest, I am probably one that would take somebody out if I found out they had been bitten or otherwise infected. I would not do the whole, oh no, let's just wrap you up and like, don't tell anybody. No, boom, dead, gone. No problems. I've seen enough of that. Yeah, excited. If you knew that a zombie apocalypse was coming in 10 years from now, and you could prevent it from happening, would you? I mean, probably. Just because I have the excitement over it doesn't mean that I want it to happen. Then again, thinning out the population does have its appeal. But yeah, I would probably try to prevent that because, man, the smell and the mess and the anarchy, interesting. You've been working at a company for 10 years, and you've been promised a very important and incredibly lucrative promotion. Neat. However, there's always a however. Someone hired only a number of weeks ago has just been promoted to the position that you were promised. Okay. Your boss essentially tells you tough luck, and that maybe one day you'll get the position that he had to promote the other employee as a favor for a friend. How does this make you feel? Yeah, a little bit angry because I mean, that's entirely unfair there, but I guess that's business. Jealous. That promotion should have been mine. Yes, betrayed. I can't trust my own employer. I quit. Indifferent. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, but that's corporate nonsensory. Betrayed. Hurt, injured, wounded. And also a bit angry. You've also learned a few secrets about the company that could be disastrous if they were to escape. The fact that they haven't been properly reporting their income for the last decade. Oh my. What would you wish to do in this situation? Nothing? You win some, you lose some? Quit or talk? Sabotage the new employee to get them fired. Ooh. Vengeance. Quit my job and look for new employment. Threaten to report my boss for fraud. That falls into confrontation, and I'm not necessarily the greatest at that. Plus, they could probably sue me or counter-sue me or what have you. Probably quit the job and look for new employment, but then also, oops, just happen to drop a folder full of that information near somebody who could do something about it. Sabotage a new employee? I mean, nice as that would be, I don't exactly have ill will toward that new employee. It's mostly the boss and the higher-ups. Quit the job and look for new employment. Because screw you guys, I can do better. If the roles were reversed and you were hired and promoted as a favor for someone more deserving, would you accept the position? Over someone more deserving? No. Like they're the ones that have been working for it. I see. Very interesting. You're home alone at night, cooking food in your kitchen, and you turn around to realize that someone is watching you through your window in the darkness. Ew. They have their face and hands pressed up against the window, and they make direct eye contact with you before turning and running out of sight, around the other side of the house. How does this make you feel? Scared? Where did they go? Anxious? I don't know what's about to happen. Secure? I am ready to handle whatever is coming. Protective? I need my family to be okay. Well, I do have dogs. For the whole keeping them okay thing. I mean, realistically, most people are probably going to have at least a brief moment of all of those swirling around in their head. Anxious? I don't know what's about to happen. But I would probably go for a phone and a weapon. Probably same time. I keep a lot of both. Or phone is easily accessible. I keep a lot of weapons around. Blunt objects, blades, whatever. And what do you think you'd do in this situation? Lock the doors and call the police? Rational, logical, I like it. Grab the nearest weapon in the house and prepare myself. Also, reasonable. Check to see if everyone in the house was safe. Well, it's just me and dogs. They would alert me if anything was wrong with them. Run out of the house and go to the neighbors. Also, somewhat reasonable, but also dangerous since you don't know where the person went. Lock the doors and call the police, then grab the nearest weapon in the house and prepare myself. If the face you saw in the window was the face of a supernatural entity and not of a human being, would your answers change at all? What sort of supernatural entity? Like a ghost? A deity? Slenderman? What are we talking about here, guy? Or entity? Is it your face? Are you creeping outside my window? How dare you? I'm gonna have your crown. Well, if it's a supernatural entity, and I know it's a supernatural entity, I don't know that the police would be able to help. Or a weapon. It might be a curl up and kiss my butt goodbye type situation. Also, what's a supernatural entity doing face to the window? If I knew more about what supernatural entity... Nah. Still call the authorities. I would say proper authorities, but I guess they wouldn't be for a supernatural thing. At the very least, you get somebody else there to see whatever might be around. I'm going to present you with some more potential scenarios, but I'm going to ask for more simplistic answers as a result. Here we go. Is this back to the yes-nos? You're not feeling all too well, so you decide to go to the doctor. The doctor runs a series of tests and gets back to you shortly after to announce some grave news. It turns out you've contracted an incredibly rare illness that there is currently no cure for. Bummer. This illness causes complete body paralysis within 6 months of contraction, meaning that in less than half a year from now you will be rendered unable to move, blink, talk, or any form of expression whatsoever. You will need to be kept alive on a feeding tube, and you will never be able to communicate with anyone else ever again, just being kept alive on machines in a vegetative state. Well then, what's the point? And if there's no cure, then you're just kind of stuck there staring at the ceiling for the rest of your life. Would you want to be kept alive in that state, or would you rather have the plug pulled when that happens? Go ahead and pull the plug. There's no point when you're just, again, stuck, paralyzed there, staring at the ceiling. Can't do anything. Like, you're literally trapped in your own body, your own mind that way. You're already not living. So I can't say that's no way to live. Like, no, that'd be a horror story for most people, wouldn't it? Yeah, pull the plug. Or, cybernetics. How would you like to spend the last 6 months of your life while still mobile? Spending it with my friends and family, pursuing all the dreams I hadn't yet accomplished, making the world a better place. I'd wallow in self-pity and probably want to die. I don't exactly have a lot of dreams that I could accomplish in that time. Like, best I've got for that is making a video game. And, well, it would take that long just to learn how to make a video game, so yeah, no. Make the world a better place. Maybe. I don't know, maybe I could make like an inspirational YouTube video or something. There are diseases out there that can put you in that sort of unfortunate situation. Does knowing this motivate you to do more things you've never done before and pursue more from life? Or do you feel relatively unaffected by the knowledge that this could potentially happen to you at any point in time? It does not change anything for me, for I was already aware of such things. Nervous system illnesses, muscular illnesses, things like that. Was it Stephen Hawking? I forget what it was called, but basically his muscles withered away, and he had almost no movement. Granted, he was still technically able to do some stuff, he just didn't have muscles. So it wouldn't be the same as this, but that's... yeah, it's in there, in that area. He was still sort of trapped in his own body. Point is, I know there's stuff like this. I'm not currently affected by it. I know that many people would be motivated to strive for a better future, for those people who are in those situations, funding studies and all that, but I'm not one of those people who can do that. So I'm gonna just keep doing me. Noted. You have a pet dog whom you've raised since its birth. Yes, I do. 3 years has passed, and it's the best dog you've ever had. You love it like it's your own child, and one day he runs away in the middle of the night. One day in the night, chasing after a wild animal in the darkness. Oh no! You search everywhere for your dog, but no matter what you do, you can't seem to make any progress. About a month passes, and you still haven't seen any trace of your four-legged friend. Until one morning, you awaken to the sound of a familiar barking. You rush outside to find your elderly neighbor in his late 80s is out in his front lawn, joyously playing with your dog. The Fiend! He has named the beast Johnny, and him and your dog seem to be having the time of their lives. You rush over there and hug your dog, and he excitedly licks your face. Your neighbor says Johnny's a good boy, isn't he? I lost him when I was just a boy, about your age, but he hasn't come back. Johnny has come back and we're together again. Come to find out, your elderly neighbor was you all along. Is suffering from dementia, recently brought on by the stress and heartache of losing his wife just a couple of months prior to finding your dog. This dementia has caused him to believe that your dog, Johnny, is his old dog from his childhood, coming back into his life to make him happy and keep him company. The dog seems to be in great shape, very happy, and well looked after, and you know that telling the old man that this isn't really his dog, and that it's your dog, would break his heart and crush him. Well, he does have dementia. He could easily forget about it shortly after. Would you break the news to him that it isn't his dog and take Johnny home with you? Or would you let him keep the dog and choose to visit him daily to play and go for walks? That's a tough call and a moral dilemma. Of course, the guy is 80. Not long for the world as he is. And it is my dog. I get both sides of the argument, but I kinda want my dog back. Plus, dog might end up, since it knows about me, it might try to run off, come back to me anyway. Possibly. Well, then again, if it's been a couple months. That's a tough call. One thing I could do, I could try to find an identical dog, give it to him, and then take my dog home with me. Does this story make you sad at all? It makes me conflicted. I could always bring the dog over to him. But then he might go, "Oh, Johnny, you came back to me." Again, he's got dementia. I could take the dog away. Next day, he may not know at all. Sad at all. Sad at the idea of losing my puppy? A little bit, yeah, I guess. Can you imagine yourself in the old man's position, being so alone in life and finding one thing that makes you feel less alone, and potentially having to face it being ripped away from you once again? Can I imagine myself that way? Yeah, easily. Next question. Let's say that you were viciously murdered by a serial killer and you fell for one of their traps as they lured you in and made you their latest victim. Okay, I'm dead now. Now, let's say that you're given a unique opportunity in the afterlife as you return as a spirit to roam the earth. However, you're bound to 2 potential options, and only 2. You can either choose to haunt your assailant and make his life miserable, hopefully foiling his plans to kill in the future, and potentially save lives in the process. Or you can choose to spend your time as a spirit amongst your still living family and friends, guiding them in positive ways and making their lives better. Now how long term is this? Because I am currently given the option to haunt one mortal or haunt a collective of mortals. Am I haunting the collective of mortals as they breed and make smaller versions and then like watching over them, doing the whole guardian angel thing, protector or what have you, over the entire bloodline? Because like what happens if I'm haunting the killer and he dies? Am I out of a job? Could I move on from that to go haunt the family? You are bound to whichever option you choose until either your family or friends are no longer living, or your killer is no longer living. You cannot choose both. Which one would you choose? Well, there we go. I got my answer. And what happens? Do I just cross over? I guess if I'm haunting my killer, I'm just sitting there watching a bunch of misfortune happening all the time. That might get depressing after a while. Although it would be fun to mess with him and drive him into madness. Well, the friends and family thing kind of requires having that, and I got 3 dogs. Vengeance. I mean, I'm already dead. I can do whatever I want. Do you think you have what it takes inside to drive your killer insane and push him over the edge? I mean, that is kind of the point to haunting him. Doing it for the giggles. Do you believe that this scenario is possible? Coming back as a ghost? Not likely. If this situation happened to a friend or family member and they were viciously killed, which situation would you rather them choose? Stay with the friends and family, or rather they haunted their killer? Nah, leave the dirty work to me. You stay with your friends and family and live a peaceful afterlife. Next question. One night, you go to sleep and get a good rest that feels like the best sleep you've ever had. You wake up in an unfamiliar room, in an unfamiliar bed. You look in the mirror and you hardly recognize yourself. You look as though you've aged 20 years. There's a sticky note on the television screen that says, "Press play." So you oblige the note and hit the play button to reveal a message that has been left for you by all of your friends and family that are still alive. Sorry, my voice is kind of going. That are still alive and well. Though they all seem to be 20 years older as well. They explain to you that every single day for the last 20 years, you've repeated the same day over and over again. Ah, man, I'm Bill Murray. Wait, I'm Bill Murray. I'm awesome. Due to a severe head injury, your memory doesn't last more than 24 hours. So each day when you sleep, all recollection of what took place 20 hours prior is wiped entirely. Your loved ones have made a video for you to let you have a say in your potential future. You have the option of either watching this video every single day so you know what's going on and can continue to progress in your life, even though you won't have any recollection of it, or you can choose to continue living as you had been, repeating the same day over and over again and living in ignorant bliss. Which would you choose to do? Huh. If I'm repeating the same day over and over again and won't remember anything regardless, I'm already living with the unknowing. All watching the video does is take a few moments out of my day. I guess it gives you an existential crisis, maybe? Like, oh god, I'll never remember anything. What do you do in those days? What do you do in that situation? Who's funding you living there? Would you not need some sort of regular care? Because if you don't remember anything, you just wake up every day as a blank slate. Like, what's going on? You kind of need money to be like that. Or, be under special care. I guess watch the video so you at least know that much. Would you be upset if your family kept the truth from you for 20 years, even though they felt like it was for your own good? No, on the basis that I wouldn't remember. If your best friend was in this situation, would you make a video for them telling them the truth? Or would you repeat every day exactly the same for them in order to keep them happy, never letting them know the truth? Then make a video telling them the truth, because eventually I would get tired of reliving the same day with them, and just let this do it. Be lazy. I will take note of your answer. I'm sure you will. I mean, I would still interact with a friend. I'm not being that lazy. I'm just saying, give them that reminder. And maybe put extra notes around their house or something. You've come to find through frantic digging in the attic and the... Sorry, one moment. Why I decided to give this character this voice, I haven't a clue. They look all dark and ominous. Yeah, that's better. You've come to find through frantic digging in the attic and the reading of old files and newspapers that your parents are famed psychologists. Neat, I guess? You've also come to find that they aren't really your parents. In fact, they're not even related to you at all. I was adopted. Oh no. From what you can gather through your discoveries, a story tells of a young child who developed psychotic tendencies and went into a trance before murdering their parents in a tragically brutal way. However, that child suffered so much trauma from the event of the loss of their parents. Once the trance had worn off, they had repressed the memory of their parents' death, blocking it completely from their mind. I was a psycho child. 2 psychologists took the child into treatment and performed studies against the child's knowledge, raising that child to be a fully functional adult, while playing the role of the child's real parents to further gather data and potentially help that child avoid a terrible life in the process. You are that child. Would you resent your parents? I mean, they're already dead, so I guess not. And I mean, I'm normal at that point. I am no longer a psychotic killer. So I suppose thanks. Would you be grateful that they gave you a second chance at life? Probably. What with the whole psychosis and the murdering and all that. I assume, being an adult, I've already served my time for the killing and all as a child. Oh, bother. Game just froze. Yeah, it broke. No animations, nothing. Excuse me. Nothing's even working right now. Oh. Yeah, I can do this, and that's it. No animations, no nothing. Ah, and we're already 2 hours in. Will I be able to speed through this in time? Well, we can try. One moment. Yeah, but... happened with the first game, too. Second game ran just fine. No problem. Poop. And we're back. Yeah, boy. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Play the first games first. Games are like 2-3 years old. Should not be freezing like this. Can't believe this is happening again. Hopefully I can get everything answered as I did the first time. Stream may wind up running a little bit long this time. Oh. Oh good. I can click and this speeds up ever so slightly. Where did I leave off and all that? Oh right, the psychotic kid. Oi. And I wasn't exactly going slowly through this test either. Then here's these two having their moment. Fate and choice. Locked in some dark realm. And then... destiny. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. Oh, right. This one has a lot to say. Can I, yes, I can hit space. This will give me time to get a drink. Excuse me. Yeah, I'd gone for most of the stream with nothing to drink, so that's probably one reason why my voice was going. Okay, come on. We got a lot of questions ahead of us. Destiny. The visuals remind me a bit of Witch House. I wonder if any of the same assets were used. Like, it's all RPG Maker type stuff. But something about the art style, it reminds me specifically of Witch House. Never feel your art just aren't good enough. Yes, because a little bit of everybody feels that way. I will be going through this fairly quickly, but I'm at least going to redo the questions, read them off, etc. Recapping. Do you ever feel like you put more effort into friends than others put back into you? What did I say for that? I think yes. You ever feel like your life's going nowhere? Yes. Kind of. You ever feel like you're trapped in limbo? Yes. I think. Yes, because my problems are typically cyclical, so like I end up spinning my tires and nothing happens. I don't feel like re-explaining it. Just go back to the beginning of the video once it's all done. You ever feel like you're overwhelmed by seemingly trivial tasks? No. I'm more overwhelmed by a giant pile of seemingly trivial tasks, but not the individual ones. Mostly it's a issue of, oh no, where do I start? Are you sometimes afraid of what your future may hold? No. Do you believe that your friends always treat you the way you deserve to be treated? Yeah, I can't remember what I put for that one. Because when it comes to deserving to be treated, I don't really feel like I deserve to be treated any which way. People just treat me however they will. I could do without the cat shrieking. I want to say I said yes. Are you afraid of being the last person alive in your social circle? No. Are you afraid of the existence of an afterlife and what that might mean for you? No. Do you feel that you're wanted in life? No. What? Crap. It was yes, because my dogs. Oops. Hopefully that doesn't weigh too heavily on whatever the answer is going to be at the end of this. Or the monologue. Whatever. Do you ever feel like you just don't belong? No? I think that was my answer from before. There were a lot of questions. I can't remember every single answer that I gave, so I may get some of these wrong. Because I had different rational thought between them. Ever feel like you're a burden? No. I typically try to avoid being a burden. Ever feel left out? No. Because I don't really care one way or the other. Have you ever felt like a failure? Yes, when I fail. Have you ever felt like it's, like you just weren't attractive enough? I don't know. I don't care about looks. But it says ever, so I'm assuming at some point I felt that way. Because a little bit of everybody feels that way at some point, I'm sure. Have you ever worked yourself sick? No. I have had physical injuries, but I've never worked myself to the point of exhaustion and then just being unwell for a week. No. And do you ever have racing thoughts at night because ADD, always racing thoughts? Are you afraid to ask for help? No. I asked for help just recently. Do you feel like people often criticize you? No. If anything, I'm ignored. Do you feel judged by your friends or family? Yes, but judged can be positive or negative. Do you ever wonder what your purpose is in life? Oh, I can't remember what I said for that one. Yes. It's nice to have a purpose. If you could turn back time for any reason, would you? Yes, because I like the idea of controlling time. Would you say that you have many regrets in life? Many is a strong word, but I do have a few, but I feel like a lot of people have at least a few. Does meeting new people for the first time make you uncomfortable? Yes, because I'm not a people person. Does looking out your window at night make you feel uneasy? No. Although that is partly because I have a bright light outside. Do you sometimes double check that your doors are locked even though you're certain that you've already locked them? Yes. Because you can never be too sure. Do you ever feel like life is moving too slow? No. Occasionally it feels like it moves too quickly. Do you ever feel like life is moving too fast? Yes. Do you feel uncomfortable when you're home alone? No. It's when I do my best. Would you consider yourself to be a thoughtful person? I try to be. Would you consider yourself to be superficial? Absolutely not. I don't like superficiality, if that's a word. Do you ever judge others by the way they look or dress? Yes, because literally everybody judges people because that's what a first impression is. Would you consider yourself to be high maintenance? Nope, I am very low maintenance. I just kind of roll. Have you ever been bullied by someone you care about? No. I've been pranked. Not bullied that I can recall. Have I ever bullied somebody? No. Do you try to keep a low profile to avoid attention from others while in crowded area? Yes. But the irony is that I wear flashy, Hawaiian shirts. Do you actively try to avoid busy places? Yes, because they are busy and I want to get my things done. Would you sometimes rather be alone than surrounded by people you care about? Yes, because I work best in solitude. Does making phone calls make you feel uncomfortable? Yes. I feel like that applies to a lot of people. Are you sometimes afraid to confront people even when they do something that bothers you? Yes. I'm not a confrontational person. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing to Definitive plans for the future? No. I like planning for the future. Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stay motivated? Yes, because ADD. Do you ever feel like you're failing those who care about you the most? What did I say for this? I can't recall. I want to say no, is what I put earlier. Does driving a vehicle give you anxiety? I can't remember what I did for this one either. Driving it? No. Being around other drivers? Maybe. Are you afraid of exploring new places by yourself? A little bit. Well, not afraid. Anxious? Maybe. But I feel like that applies to a lot of people because a new, strange place. It also depends on what the new place is. If it's just a new store, I'll walk around casual, whatever. A new town, a new country, whatever, maybe. But that feels justified. Have you ever carried an object around that made you feel more comfortable? I don't think so. If I told you that I could guess your name correctly right now, would you believe me? No. I can't remember what I put before. Well, based on the answers you provided for me so far, if I were to take a guess, you're gonna have a different letter. Yep. I would say your name starts with the letter M, doesn't it? Nope. That makes sense. Let's be real here. There's literally no way I'd be able to guess your name just by your answers. That would be ridiculous. Besides, all of you humans look alike to me. And that's the part where I'm insulted because you called me a human. Moving on. Does being around animals bring you a sense of peace? A sense of peace feels a bit strong, but it does make me, feel better, I guess. Do you sometimes believe your loved ones are lying to you when they say they care? Yes. Because it feels like they're saying it out of obligation. Do you feel like you push your loved ones away? I don't think so. Then again, I also lack them. Silence. I'm going to have to stop you here. The truth that pours forth is incredibly clear. I hope that you're being honest for your own health. You can try to lie, but you'll be cheating yourself. I'd like to move on to the next phase of the test. A series of pictures to give your brain a rest. Even though the series of pictures actually made me think more. So, no resting. You're going to tell me what emotional response they bring out. Which will show me what your mind is pondering about. So feast your eyes upon the art. And let me into that precious heart. Don't got one. The music box, right. For starters. Yay! I liked this one. What emotion do you feel represents this picture? I think I said chaos? It was either chaos or joy. I think chaos. What word do you feel best describes this picture? Trapped, manic, broken, soulful, chaotic, beautiful. I think also chaotic. I've had to answer so many questions. I may get some of these wrong. Re-answering. What do you think this picture is called? Chaotic Crystals, the portal. That one I am pretty sure. Yes. Right. Because there's like some sort of weird fantasy fractal type portal. Yes. I remember my logic before. Very interesting. Moving on. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? This one, I think I said was depression. Because it seems like a thorny place, possibly webby, sticky area that would be hard to get out of. So, much like depression. What word do you feel describes this picture best? At this one, I was stuck between stuck and demented. Briefly toxic, because it has that sort of look. But it was mostly stuck and demented because of the whole depression thing. I ended up going with demented, because it looks like an unstable area. Kind of. Say thorny, sticky, just a mess. Stuck works, but I think I felt demented a bit more from this. What do you think this picture is called? Corruption Wave, The Birthing, Blazing Soul, Destroyer of Sense, Darkness Within. I think I went with Destroyer of Sense. I see. Next, we have this one. Ah, my eyes. I forgot about this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Is blind an emotion? I think chaos was it. What word do you feel describes this picture best? I think I had put mirrored before. Because it is kind of. It's a bit more kaleidoscopic, but I see the mirrored effect. What do you think this picture is called? Reflection. It was either Reflection of the Universe or Shattered Worlds that I chose. I think Reflection. Noted. And take a look at this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? This is one of the ones that I liked because it reminded me of late 90s, early 2000s, like CG wallpaper things. I think I went with joy. Pretty sure. Yes, for the nostalgia. What word do you feel describes this picture best? I think I went with gateway. What do you think this picture is called? Light at the end of the tunnel. Is a little on the nose. The porthole, dimension door, stairway to heaven, the rabbit hole. I think dimension door. That's peculiar. You're peculiar. And how about this one? What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Oh, I can't remember this one. I think with this, I was torn between anger and chaos. Almost depression, but the coloring didn't really fit. Numbness, kind of. I want to say chaos, because it's like a swirling storm. What word do you feel describes this picture best? I can see it, but no. Ring is obvious, but no. Abyssal, I think, is what I went with. Darkness. Right, I remember, I was like, Abyssal and Darkness, aren't those roughly the same thing? But yeah, I think I went with Abyssal. Like lightning, I sort of get, some of the wispies look a little bit like lightning. Blazing, because yeah, it looks like a big fiery, swirling mass. But I went with Abyssal. What do you think this picture is called? Nest of Darkness. I get it, it looks like a nest of something. The Abyssal Gaze? Kind of. It's like the abyss and it's like it's an eye. Shrouded Misery is what I went with before. Energy Crown? I kinda get it. Darkness Forming? I kinda get it as like dark energies. Purple. Shrouded Misery. I will make a note of that. Well, you should be making note of all this. It's kind of the point. And this here. That one, right. I was already squinting. I was prepared for you. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? What did I put for this one? I don't... Chaos? Joy? Oh, I can't remember. It's not relaxation. And this middle bit right here, this column-like thing, kind of bothered me. Otherwise, I would have been able to link other feelings to it. It's not numbness. A lot of them feel like chaos goes well with them. Just because they're so chaotic. There's literally layers of images over each other. Crud. Some of these I may just have to have different from what I said earlier. It's too hard to remember this much stuff. Was it joy? Or chaos? I'm gonna go chaos, I think. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Prismatic? Or shrouded? I think it was one of these. I'm gonna go shrouded. Can't quite recall. What do you think this picture is called? A shining light is what I went with. Mind's eye, forest of depth. I sort of get it, kind of, but not really. The masking, I don't get. Eye of chaos, I guess? Shining light though. It's a bit on the nose, but it's the only one that really fit in my opinion. I see. Now this one. This one was kinda neat looking. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I'm pretty sure I went with joy. Because it's like the joy of life or the joy of creation and stuff like that. Because it's all green and lively. And space. I like space. Or a geode. Some kind of time-space distortion. I don't know, but it's pretty. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Planetary. Collide. Bosoms. Wings. Feathers. Heavenly. I think I went with planetary? Or was it collide? Oh bother. I think I went with collide, actually. What do you think this picture is called? Growth seed, Mother Nature's gift is the one that I went with. Forming earth, we meet again, angelic touch. I went with Mother Nature's gift because again it was like the joy of creation. It's a place of life. It looks like lively energies and all that. Or the live stream for Final Fantasy VII. How about this? What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? This one full of hard angles, spikes, fire, and red. Joy! Now, anger, that one was fairly easy for me. I was able to rationalize some of it. Depression, maybe. Chaos, absolutely. I like anger, just felt the most fitting. This still bothers me with this hard angle right here. Like, what's with that? Is it lasers coming out of somewhere? What word do you feel describes this picture best? Fury, torment, volcano, brimstone, shattered, fault. I don't understand fault. I think fury is what I went with before. What do you think this picture is called? Arcing blaze, the world breaks. Inferno gate, the shattering. Rage incarnate. I think I went with the shattering. That's interesting that you say that. Is it though? How about this one here? Forgot about this one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? This one was kinda hard. Because nothing really applied to it all that well, and I just kinda had to wing it. And unfortunately, I don't remember what I put. I think chaos, maybe? It was either chaos, depression, or numbness. Because it's a swirl of feelings. I'm gonna go chaos, I guess. Yeah. You feel describes this picture best. Cyborg, veil, information, analyzing, monitoring. Futuristic. Monitoring. Because the first thing that came to mind when I saw it was like, oh, you're looking through a monitor or a window or something, and you got a bunch of UFOs or helicopters or something looking in at you. Or you're looking at them. Whichever. What do you think this picture is called? Datasphere, thought-provoked, incubation of dreams, Matrix Watcher, life projector. I went with Matrix Watcher. I will make note of that. You say that. Now this one. With the bright lights. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I can't remember. I want to say it was either joy or relaxation? Or chaos. crud. A lot of these, again, could be chaos because there's just so much going on in them. Hmm. And of course we're stuck with this selection every time, as if there's only 6 feelings that can be linked to anything. Chaos? What word do you feel describes this picture best? Ocean. I kinda get it, sort of, maybe. It's like a horizon, the sun, reflections on the water, it's ripply. Sky? I don't know, because of the blues and the wispy clouds or something. Otherwise, I don't really know. Womb? I kinda get it because of this, like, what's inside? It could be the 6th form of the JRPG final boss. Destiny. It could be the JRPG final boss. You gotta fight him. Warp. I think that's what I went with. No, I went with either womb or birth. I think I went with birth. Because, again, JRPG final boss, 6th form, etc. Oh no, he's being reborn again. What do you think this picture is called? Birthplace of Dreams, Monolith of Heart, Endless Sea, Going Down, Ultraviolet. I don't get ultraviolet. There are shades of violet, but I don't really get how ultraviolet itself works here. I think I went with Birthplace of Dreams. Interesting. Take a look at this. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I think I went with chaos. Again, yes, a lot of these, again, could be chaotic. Yes. Because there's the explosion and stuff flying around. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Data, broken, eye, disfigured, anarchy, puzzle. I think I went with broken. Because it's explosive. What do you think this picture is called? Deciphering, I broke you, the Crystal Verse, Planner Zone, Picasso Face. I think I went with Decipher. It's got a sort of cyber look to it. Huh. We're almost done. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? This is the melting one. It's kind of neat. Sort of. Anger, depression, joy, chaos, relaxation, numbness. Ooh. I think I once again went with chaos because it is just a mixture of everything. But like negative chaos. What word do you feel describes this picture the best? Arc, slime, vapor, melting, drool, viscous, melting. What do you think this picture is called? The Jowls of Death, because I made a joke of the Grim Reaper all bony but having jowls. Planet Cradle, planet forming, dark lights, the sludge. Because it's all melty and goopy. I think I did planet forming. Because you can't quite see it behind our friend here. There's like a swirling arm of the goop kind of going in. And everything is kind of in motion. Interesting choice. Let's see here. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? I think I went with joy, but it was a loose link to it. Because there's all the anger type colors going on. Maybe it's like a righteous joy or something, I don't know. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Crown, because it looks like a crown. Sword, because there's like a sword sticking down. Laser, there's a laser. Sunlight. I mean, there's a lot of stars and stuff, so sunlight all over the place. Eclipse, unless it's that, I don't get it. Solstice. I kinda get it, but again, we're in space. Solstice is up and everywhere. Crown. What do you think this picture is called? Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Red Angel. Solar Blade, Broken Seal, Disintegration Chamber. There's no chamber, we're in space. I think I went with Red Angel. Alright then. Just a few more. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Yes, I will absolutely read off every single one of these. I think, again, I went with either joy or relaxation. I want to say I did joy, because it's all happy color. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Cosmic, sphere, eye, beauty, pearl, gorgeous. This one was kind of out of place because it was just a standard adjective. I think I did cosmic. What do you think this picture is called? Spiral world, marble of time, formless being, higher intelligence, planar core. I think I did marble of time. This is all space-time warpy stuff. Not surprising. Is it though? Almost finished. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? This one I've been waiting for. It was numbness. Because I did not feel one way or the other about it. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Gaseous, chaos, warped, wave, nebula, jungle. I think it was warped. Because everything's kind of weird and warped together. Either that or it was chaos. I can't remember. Maybe after all this I can look over my first time answers and try to re-enter them into the game. See if I get a different answer from what we get after all this. Because I think I've only mixed up a couple of them. What do you think this picture is called? Vaporous forms, light breaking, soulless space, leaves up close. I don't get that. Verdant path. I don't get that either. Where are you getting all the lively things? Is it the green color? I think I went with vaporous forms. Very good. Last one. What emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? It was either joy or chaos. But I can't recall. I'm gonna go chaos. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Music, I sort of get. Choir, voice, less so. Hollow, solitary, not so much. Void, I kind of get. It's like expanding into the void or something. What do you think this picture is called? The Sound of Silence, copyright. Empty world, warp tunnel, notes of harmony, the static field. Warp tunnel because it looks kind of like maybe. I think that about wraps it up. Now we get back to the questions. We're almost back to where we were. Your answers have been documented well. Deep in your subconscious they dwell. But I am not finished with you just yet. There are still some truths that have yet to be met. As a matter of fact, this is only the start. We will have a great deal of fun before we part. Kinky. So let me challenge you on another level. I will pick your brain until I get my fill. This next set of questions will test your conscience more. And again, your honesty I do implore. Let us begin. 1 year you're running a little low on funds to purchase presents around the holidays, so you decide to spend $1 and get everyone in your family a lottery ticket. You give each of them their own lottery ticket and wish them the best of luck. The drawing is held and one of your family members hits the jackpot, but it's someone who you don't really get along with and just bought a present out of moral obligation. They plan to keep the money all for themselves as they feel like it was their ticket. How does this make you feel? Realistically, I feel like most people would just have an immediate swirl of all of them. Because that's a little bit of how that kind of thing goes and how emotions work and all. Pretty sure. But at the end of the day, that's just the way life goes. Sometimes it sucks. Very well. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Try to steal their ticket. and then get caught, obviously. Destroy their ticket so no one gets it. Then have, like, everybody hate you for it. Get them killed so I inherit the money, which, realistically, probably wouldn't happen, considering their money would probably go to whoever is closest to them. Let them be happy with their winnings. Whatever, it's what's done is done. If the roles were reversed and you were given a winning lottery ticket, would you share the money with your least favorite family member who brought you the ticket in the first place? Yeah, because I'm dumb and generous like that. Also, we're not really saying how much has been won. Is it like this super big jackpot? Or did we win just enough to go get another jackpot, another lottery? I see. Now, you're walking through a forest and you come across a black suitcase. Inside the case, there rests $1 million. $1 million. Alongside the money, there lies a blood-stained note with only one word on it. The note simply says, "Don't." How does this make you feel? Scared? There's blood in there. Anxious? What if someone comes for the money? Excited? I'm about to be rich, yo. Indifferent? None of my business. I think I went with anxious, because what if somebody comes for the money? Like, yay, I've got money, and then oops, I just got shanked over it. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Call the police because it's just responsible. Grab the suitcase, run back to my car, take as much money as I can, and leave the rest. Also, how big is this suitcase? If it's holding 1 million. Well, I guess if it's in large bills. Still though, that's a lot. Leave it alone and move along. Not my problem. Now call the police. Like, either way, it's responsible. If the note wasn't covered in blood, would it change your decision at all? No. You call the proper authorities, it's just responsible. And there's less risk of you getting shanked over it. Interesting. The devil appears in your room at night while you're alone and just about to fall asleep, and tells you that... I'm just realizing, what does this matter about anything? Appears while I'm alone and about to fall asleep, like why? He could just appear whenever. Anyway, and tells you that he has a special one-time offer for you. In exchange for your soul and eternal torment, he will let you choose from one of 3 glorious bargains. If it's the devil, is it actually glorious? He has not told you what those bargains are yet. How does this make you feel? Scared? The devil is in my room. Suspicious? I don't think the devil truly exists. Which gets, settled in the next sequence. Intrigued? I wonder what he's willing to offer me. Angry? Get out of my room, I'm trying to rest. The devil then goes on to assure you that whether or not you believe him to be truly the devil, he surely is, and to prove his point, he demonstrates magnificent magical prowess and drags you to heck for a split second before transporting you back to your bedroom. Ah man, I smell like brimstone now. In that second, you could feel a lifetime of pain and suffering in the most unimaginable ways possible, giving you a brief taste of what you get once the deal is done. He then goes on to tell you of his offers in exchange for your soul to see if you can strike a bargain. Which of these would you choose in exchange for your soul, if any? All of the wealth and power in the world, because once you die, you can absolutely take it with you, right? Right? You'll never age, but you can still die from physical injury. So like, yay, I'm youthful until I die, and then I'm tormented. You can bring one person back from the dead. I tried rationalizing this one because you could do a loophole of, hey, I bring myself back from the dead. It doesn't work if you have to do that immediately. And then there's the case of, how would you come back from the dead? Would you be a zombie? A ghost? Well, I guess you'd still be dead that way. Wake up in the ground or a pile of ash? Or, what happens to you once you die the second time? So, like, issues there. So, like, not selling my soul to you, devil. I don't like the whole eternal pain thing. If the devil offered you a deal of some other kind, would you accept it in exchange for eternal torment? No. Sounds painful, you know? I see. Civilization is about to come to an end as a plague sweeps the globe, turning everyone who perishes into mindless zombies who hunger for living flesh. You watch as everyone you know becomes gravely ill and turns, except for 5 of your closest friends and family. How does this make you feel? Incredibly sad. I don't want the world to end. Scared. I don't know if I could survive for long. Realistically, there is that. A lot of people think, yeah, I'd be great in it, and then they're like the first to die. Indifferent. This is life now, or unlife, as it were. My answer was excited. I've always fantasized about a zombie apocalypse, because yes, I have. Just to recap what I said earlier, you can go to a desert, or you can go to a frozen area, and just let nature run its course. Corpse in the desert, gonna decay a little bit faster. Corpse in the frozen wastelands, they're just gonna freeze over and then they won't be able to move. Or at the very least, they won't be able to move very fast. If they're magically enhanced zombies, well, you're probably screwed either way. If they're your standard chemically induced zombies that are just walking corpses, nature will run its course. They will eventually rot away into nothing. Animals will eat them. Bugs might eat them. Hopefully they're not affected by the zombies, and you could just wait it out on a little island off somewhere. One of your 5 gets bit, plug them in the head. Yes, I've thought these things through. If you knew that a zombie apocalypse was coming in 10 years from now and you could prevent it from happening, would you? Yes, because even though thinning the population would be nice, the smell. Interesting. Plus it just seems responsible. You've been working at a company for 10 years and you've been promised a very important and incredibly lucrative promotion. However, someone hired only a number of weeks ago has just been promoted to the position that you were promised. Your boss essentially tells you tough luck and that maybe one day you'll get the position, and that he had to promote the other employee as a favor for a friend. How does this make you feel? This swirl of emotion. After I put the knife down, I feel betrayed, because you can't trust your own employer. Big business, am I right? Angry, I was promised that promotion. Jealous, that promotion should have been mine. Indifferent, everything happens for a reason. No, it doesn't. This is business. They just screwed you over. You are right to feel any of these things. Can't trust the employer. You've also learned a few secrets about the company that could be disastrous if they were to escape, such as the fact that they haven't been properly reporting their income for the last decade. What would you wish to do in this situation? Threaten to report my boss for fraud, which could probably go well for me, but then you also have to worry about, oh no, they're suing me, or other legal things, I don't know. Quit my job and look for new employment, which you should do, or, you should, that's just my saying. Which would be an option to do, depending on anything else you do. Like, you could do it along with them. Sabotage the new employee and get them fired. New employee hasn't done anything to you, aside from being friends with whoever to get hired ahead of you. Nothing, you win some, you lose some. Like, I typically roll with things. But I've also got standards, principles, things like that. I quit, I don't need this job. And then we could turn around and still turn in the information about their fraud, so you know. If the roles were reversed and you were hired and promoted as a favor over someone more deserving, would you accept the position? No. That's dishonest. I see. Very interesting. You're home alone at night, cooking food in your kitchen, and alright, we're almost back to where we were. Cooking food in your kitchen, and turn around to realize that someone is watching you through your window in the darkness. Game just froze up again. Well, that's a massive disappointment. Well, That sucks. I haven't even done anything to make the game crash. I've just been getting through it. Apparently hitting up and down navigates the options a little bit. Huh. Yep. It is broken. Well, we are at the end of the stream time, and quite frankly, I don't think I can be bothered to go through everything all over again. So maybe I can bring this back next time, and hopefully it doesn't break again. And then if I'm able to get through it, quickly enough, we can do like a double feature or something. Man, that's disappointing. I was really looking forward to getting to the end of this, but it froze up twice. Like, what? Why? Alright then. So much for that. Yeah. The game is completely frozen. Let me... Task Manager, how are you doing? Oddly enough, Task Manager says the game is running fine. It's just that it's frozen. How bizarre. Well, not much I can do about it. I'll just have to keep it around until next time then. That is such a bother. Get a little bit of music going then. Well, an attempt was made. Game froze about 2 hours in. Tried to redo it all. Got almost back to where we were. Which is pretty good. Then it breaks again. I may have to look into that. Let me do that right now. See if there's anything on the discussion boards. Apparently the developers for this game are advertising Markiplier a lot. I guess because he had played the first 2 games, I think. Or tests, whatever. Let me see. Oh, looks like there's a 4th one coming soon. Thought it was just going to be a trilogy. Interesting. Sadly, I am not seeing anything about these bugs that I'm experiencing. Huh. Oh, alright then. Maybe it's something exclusive to just me. Or is just rare. Oh, it's a little bit disappointing, but again, things happen. It did happen with the first game. We were able to redo things in that fairly quickly. It was like the shortest one. So I suppose next Sunday we come back to this. I'll probably try to jot down the answers, like review this, get the answers so I can just buzz through it, get back to where we were, and pick up where we left off. And depending on how much more of it is left, maybe I can play something else after. We'll have to see. I have no clue how long this one is. For all I know, we could have been halfway through it. because each one did seem to be longer. That said, I did have fun with what we managed to get through. The questions were slightly less repetitive this time, at least. Some of them did sort of overlap with some of the previous questions in the previous 2 games, but they were not the exact same questions. So I like that. And it's interesting that they're trying to give some kind of plot, I guess? With how the game started. Test. Whatever. There was choice and fate having their little dialogue. And it was interesting that we weren't introduced to an actual character until the second one. Like, choice was in the first game, but they had no name, no portrait, nothing. And then, all the way in this game, suddenly there they are. Name, portrait, everything. I wonder what's up with that. Maybe it's just because first game, they didn't have all that planned out. Dunno. Maybe we'll find out once the 4th game comes out. I am curious about it. I'll be looking into it between now and next stream. Who knows? If the game comes out, the 4th one, I forget what it was called already. I think it was like the test room or something. If it is actually more of these, then maybe once I finish this one, I can move on to the next one immediately. We'll see. But anywho, this has been another live stream with me, Mr. Skysen. You joined me in the chat. Thanks for that. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time, and remember to stay groovy.